Shalom Sazria Metzora, Tovshin, Hey. These parshiyos of Sazria Metzora that we're going to read this Shabbos, they speak to us at length about a Metzora and the karbonos of a Metzora. And as we've mentioned so many times from the Nesivos Shalom, one of the biggest themes of the Nesivos Shalom, the Sefer Nesivos Shalom, is that the Torah is nitzchias. And even today, when we unfortunately do not have the Beis Hamikdash, there are lessons to be learned from everything in the Torah that apply to us and that teach us lessons, yes, even for today. And when we speak about Saras, when we speak about Sazria Metzora, we have to explain what are the lessons that we could learn. Today, unfortunately, there's no Beis Hamikdash, there's no Karbonos, we think there's no Saras, but what do we learn from that? So the Nesivos Shalom tells us, let's look in the Targum. The Targum translates Nega Tzoras as Machtesh Segiru, which translated from Aramaic, it means, in Aramaic, it's a way of saying that Tzoras is a sickness of being closed up. Okay, we're going to explain what that means, but Machtesh Segiru means a sickness of being closed up. Now, I don't really understand, right? We don't really understand how that Nega Tzoras would translate to a sickness of being closed up. So the Zohar tells us a little of what this closed sickness actually means and how it manifests itself in this person, in this Metzora. And it means, says the Zohar, that when a person is closed, you have to think now a little bit Kabbalistic, think a little bit spiritually. When a person is closed, the Zohar tells us it means that there's no light in your life. There's no light. You have to live a life of darkness. There's no godly light. There's no heavenly light. There's no spiritual light in your life. And what's happening here? The Kohen, the Metzora, the person comes to the Kohen to try to remedy this dark situation. The person knows it, he feels it, he has no light in his life right now. He doesn't feel like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he doesn't feel connected. He comes to the Kohen, he wants to know what's going on over there. He wants to remedy this situation. He wants once again to be able to feel the light. He wants to bring some light back into his life and allow bracha to enter his life once again. When a person has a dark life, and we say that a person is closed, so if you're not connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then it means you're not having bracha in your life. So this person feels that. He goes to the Kohen. He wants to try to open up the worlds for him again. He wants to be able to get bracha in his life. So really, it sounds, we're listening to the words of the Zohar, but let's explain a little bit what this nega that the person is seeing really is. And the pasuk tells us, one of the psukim, beginning of the parsha, the pasuk says, "V'ra'ah kohenes hanega." The kohen is going to see this nega, the or habasar, sees it on a person's skin. Umar'ei hanega, the look of the nega, omoik me'or b'soroi, it's deeper actually than his flesh. Nega tzaras hu. It's a nega tzaras. So what is the pasuk telling us? The kohen sees the nega on his skin, and he sees that the nega is deeper than just the skin. And so he says that's a nega tzaras, and he tells the person, yes, you have tzaras. And the Sfarim HaKadoshim tell us that when the Torah says, what does it mean that the nega is deeper than the depth of the skin. I mean, what you could see is you could only see a person's skin. What does it mean it's deeper? The Torah is telling us that this tsaras is not just a surface dermatological skin problem. The Torah is telling us the client takes one look at it and he sees that it's deeper than what you see. It's deeper than his skin. It goes deeper than that. The Kohen is the one who can actually determine here whether it's just on the skin or if it went deeper, and it has created for this person, the Kohen is telling this person, it's deeper than your skin, and he creates this negat tsaras, the pasuk says, and if you look in the Targum, as we mentioned before, says machteish segiru. The Kohen is looking at this person, and he tells him that this problem is not just skin deep. It goes into you. It's more of a problem than you. It's a sickness of being totally closed out. And there are times when a person, think for yourself, there are times you have a person, let's say the person has a skin wound, and he goes to the doctor. So a good doctor sometimes understands that, when sometimes, right, if a person goes to a dermatologist, he has a problem on his skin. So one way of taking care of the problem is that he'll give you a topical cream or a topical ointment to put on the wound. But what the Kohen is telling the person here now, the Kohen is saying that in this case, a topical solution, it will not suffice. It's gone deeper, it's gone internal, and now the doctor is saying that the patient needs internal medicine. The patient needs a medicine that's going to treat the blood and infection and your organs. It's deeper than that. That's what the doctor says, right? Doctor says if it's gotten very serious, then just putting on a cream, right? We all know putting on a cream won't do. Once it has gone internal, it's part of you, then you need to have internal, real medication to treat your blood, your organs, and everything that is internal. And the Nesivos Shalom tells us that you should know that Ruchnius has the same type of cheshbon. Ruchnius works the same way. There are times in a person's life that a person just slips up. He falls. He does an Aveira. But he normally does the right thing. But it happens to everyone. People slip. And he does. So for such a thing, when a person just slips up, it remains an external blemish. Something's wrong on the outside. So a person does tshuva, and he can get a kapara. But there are averas that come from a deep-seated internal fault and a burning desire of the Yetzer Hara to actually do an avera, to do something that's really, really not good, something that also could hurt another person. That's deeper. That's machteish segiru. This patient needs a ruchnius type of internal medicine. And says in the Nesivos Shalom, and the Mefarshim tell us, and Chazal tell us, that Lashon Hara, a person who speaks Lashon Hara, a person who speaks Rechilas, Lashon Hara is such a chet. Lashon Hara is an Avera that goes very deep into the actual person. A person who speaks Lashon Hara and he's busy talking about other people, knocking other people, making fun of other people, embarrassing other people. A person who does such a thing, it's not just an external wound. It's something that goes into the neshama, it goes into the person so much deeper than your skin, and a person's going to, unfortunately, after 120 and before 120, a person's going to have to pay for that, and they need serious medicine. That person who speaks Lashon Hara is now a, quote, he's a closed person. He's someone that is closed and has really extremely damaged his connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Nesivos Shalom even uses a lashon, is that this person is given over to the Satan. Very, very scary thought. Very scary thought. But this person is now, says in the Nesivos Shalom, this person is given over to the Satan, and he needs a very serious ruchnius medicine. A person who speaks Lashon Hara is now closed off from all the gates of light and good that Hashem wants to put in the world and wants to give to every person. David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Hoitzia mimasger nafshi. We see David HaMelech is asking to be released mimasger nafshi, from his nefesh being closed off. This, I believe it's in Tehillim Kuf Mem Beis, right? David HaMelech is speaking about, he feels that his nefesh is closed and he wants to be released from that. So we see that there's such a musig of a person can do something, can be in a place in their life where their nefesh, where their neshama is closed off. There's a musig of a person who your mind and your heart and your feelings are unfortunately in a closed mode. And Lashon Hara does that. There are times that the nefesh of a Yehudi needs to be open to take and feel. We all know when we do mitzvahs, aside from the mitzvah that we do, we have a feeling. A person comes into a Shabbos, a person comes into a Yontif. Don't take it for granted that you feel that warm, that connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's a connection of Hashem allowing you to feel the connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A person's nefesh longs for that connection, to feel that warmth. And yet, this person, you come to a Shabbos, this person who's in a closed situation comes to a Shabbos, he comes to a Yom Tov, he comes to learn, opens a Gemara, and he feels blank. He doesn't feel anything. Machtesh Segiru, a person who speaks Lashon Hara and speaks negatively of other people, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, you're going to be closed off. In the times of the Beis HaMikdash, he had a nega. In the times of the Beis HaMikdash, he had to actually go away. And the Chafetz Chaim actually brings down that people think there's no tzaras. There's no tzaras on the outside today. But a person's nefesh is still affected by Lashon Hara that a person speaks. He's closed. He can't feel. So sometimes a person, you want to know, I don't know, I don't feel connected. I don't feel. You have to look. You have to look inwardly. You have to look at yourself. Did I speak Lashon Hara lately? Am I being nice to other people? Am I making fun of other people? Am I trying to knock other people down so I could get ahead? Work on yourself. Make yourself grow. You climb the mountain. Don't try to throw everyone else off the other side of the mountain. A person who tries that is now closed. Machtesh Tigiru, he's a closed person. The Torah gives us an eitzah. The Torah tells us how to remedy this. The Torah tells us, V'huva el ha-kohen. He's brought to the kohen. He goes to the kohen. What's the kohen of today? The kohen of today is, the Torah is telling us, reconnect yourself to a tzaddik. Reconnect yourself to a rebbe. Reconnect yourself to good people, to Baalei Chesed, to someone that's going to influence you. The way the Metzora got out of it in the times of the Beis HaMikdash and the Mishkan and the Torah was that he connected, he went running to the Kohen. Our connection today is to run to a tzaddik, run to someone, to people who are a good influence in your life. Leave the other people that negatively influence you, that drag you down. Let go of them. Walk away from them. Go to the people who are like the Kohen in the times of the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash. Hashem never wants you to be rejected. Hashem has put good people in this world. People for you to connect to. People for you to understand that if you want to get out of your closed matzav, you have to reconnect. You have to drop Lashon Hara. You have to stop speaking about other people. Let's all work on that now. Every year, this parsha, we talk about Shmiras HaLashon. It's kedai to learn. It's kedai to practice it. It's kedai for you in this world and the next world. There's almost no way you could make yourself better from the plague of Lashon Hara other than learning the halachas, to learn about it and to practice, get in the practice of doing it. Mirz Hashem, it's going to make a big influence on us, this parsha. And not only are we not going to be closed, we're going to be open. We're going to be open to the bracha from HaKadosh Baruch Hu.